Welcome students to the series of lectures on hypothesis testing. Now in this series of lectures of hypothesis testing, please understand, please recap the journey so far. Till now, what we have done? We have completed few steps in hypothesis testing. Actually, 5 steps in hypothesis testing. We said in the first session that there are 5 steps in hypothesis testing that you need to perform to tell whether your hypothesis is correct or incorrect, whether your belief is incorrect or correct. So those steps that we defined were step one, which was defining your hypothesis. We discussed in the session that you define your hypothesis with the help of null hypothesis. So you have to define your null hypothesis and you have to define your alternate hypothesis. And with the help of null and alternate hypothesis, you also tell whether it is going to be a left tail test or a right tail test or both tail test, because it depends upon what is the sign of the alternate hypothesis. What is the sign of the alternate hypothesis? If it is a left tail test, a right tail test, or both tail test. We discussed about this in one of the session. The step two was to define your distribution, or actually choose your distribution. The distribution could be normal distribution, the distribution could be t distribution, the distribution could be chi-square distribution, the distribution could be f distribution, it could be any distribution, right? So you choose your distribution, right? Depending upon whether it is a mean test or is it a variance test comparison between two different entity, right? We discussed about that. If it is mean test, then you will choose whether it is going to be a normal distribution or t distribution, whether the population variance is known or unknown, or the sample size is greater than 30 or less than 30. We discussed about this. Then we said that you need to calculate your test statistics. We said the test statistics always comes from a formula. If it is normally distributed, then this is the formula that we discussed. If it is t distribution, this is the formula. If it is chi-square distribution, this is the formula. If it is f distribution, this is the formula. Now, step 4 says that you have to find your critical value. What? Your critical value. Critical value always come from the table. Which table? If you have chosen normal distribution in step 2, then Z table. If you have chosen t distribution, then t table. If you have chosen chi-square distribution, then chi-square table. If you have chosen f distribution, then f table. That's it. But critical value comes from the table. And we discussed in length that how to read these table in the series of our statistics lecture. Please watch that series. You will find that how to read Z table, how to read T table, how to read chi-square table, and how to read F table. Perfect. But with the table, you need one important information to be given in the examination. That is significance level. If the significance level is not given in the examination, you cannot perform any hypothesis testing. You write the information is insufficient. So what are the two things you need to find out the critical value? You need to know the significance level and you need to know which table to use depending upon the distribution. That's it. Now say you got t statistics as a number. You did the calculation and you got the number like 1.54. Okay. And you got the t critical value as 1.62. Now, how to perform your hypothesis testing? How to reject or fail to reject your null hypothesis with the help of these two values? Please listen very carefully. In hypothesis testing, in step 5, either you're going to reject null hypothesis or fail to reject null hypothesis. You never use the word except or you never talk about alternate hypothesis. You always says reject null hypothesis or fail to reject null hypothesis. Definitely when you're rejecting null hypothesis, it means that you're accepting the alternate hypothesis. If you're failing to reject null hypothesis, it means you have to reject the alternate hypothesis that was your belief. But it comes after the comparison between the two number. Now here I will use analogy. Your critical values are your boundaries. What are they? These are your boundaries. It could be a positive number, it could be a negative number, or it could be positive, negative, depending upon the sign in the alternate hypothesis. Okay. So it could be a negative number. Say the number is negative 1.62, not positive 1.62, and negative 1.54. Okay. And it is a left tail test because that is the sign given in your alternate hypothesis. So you have to define your rejection region and you have to define your acceptance region. So assume it is a left tail test. How you determine it as a left tail test? You determine it as a left tail test depending upon what is the sign you have in the alternate hypothesis. If in the alternate hypothesis the sign is less than, it is going to be a left tail test. You write your critical value 1.62 negative value, and this becomes your boundary. If your test statistics comes in this region towards the tail, then you will say you reject your null hypothesis. If it comes in this region, you say you fail to reject null hypothesis. However, if it is a right tail test, because the sign of the alternate hypothesis is this one, then this is your critical value. This is your critical value. Say it is 1.62. Then you cover this region. If your test statistics that you have calculated falls in this region, like 1.73, 1.84, then you reject your null hypothesis. If it falls in this region, then you fail to reject null hypothesis or you accepted the null hypothesis. If it is a two-tail test, how you say it is a two-tail test? If it is not equal to sign, if there is a not equal to sign in alternate hypothesis, it is a two-tail test. So you create two boundaries, negative 1.62, positive 1.62. If your test statistics, it could be positive or negative, it falls in these region, then you reject the null hypothesis. If it falls in this region, then you fail to reject the null hypothesis or you accepted the null hypothesis. This is what we're going to be doing. But remember, the test statistics is going to come from the table. From the table. It could be Z table, chi-square table, F table, T table. Okay? And you need a significance level. In the next session, what we'll do? We'll perform a hypothesis testing. The significance level is given. And we'll try to find out whether we have rejected the hypothesis or we have failed to reject the null hypothesis or we rejected the alternate hypothesis. You cannot say rejected to alternate hypothesis, but whether you have rejected the alternate hypothesis or accepted the alternate hypothesis. But remember, the critical value is going to come from the table. That's it. I'll pause here and we'll solve this question in the next session, which will help you understand that how to combine step 3, 4 and give the final result for your hypothesis testing. Till then, thank you. Have a nice day.